Regulation 22. Water discharges. Pipes that discharge water from inside the ship through the outer hull or the shell must have a way to stop water from flowing back into the ship. Usually, this means each discharge pipe should have an automatic valve that prevents water from coming back in, plus a way to close it manually from the deck. If the discharge pipe is high enough above the water line, it might only need one or two automatic valves without a manual closing options. Machinery spaces. In areas with machinery, the valves that let water in or out for equipment can be controlled right there. These controls must be easy to reach and show whether the valves are open or closed. Scrappers or drains. Drains are scrappers and pipes that go through the outer hull are positioned either deep below the deck or close to the waterline must have non-return valves to prevent water from flowing back into the ship. However, if the pipes are thick and strong enough, the valve may not be needed. Superstructures and deck houses. If the upper parts of the ships, like superstructures or deck houses, don't have proper doors and drains in these areas must lead directly overboard or outside the ship. Materials. All valves and fitting connected to outer shell must be made of strong materials like steels or bronze, but not cast iron. The pipes must also be made from steel or equally strong materials approved by the ship's administration. In short, this regulation ensures that any pipes or drains leading through the ship's hulls are equipped with proper valves to stop water from coming in, and that they made from strong, reliable materials. Regulation 24. Purpose of pre-ing ports. If a ship has bulwarks on its freeboard or main deck or superstructure decks, and this from walls ay wells, areas where water can accumulate, the ship must have enough pre-ing ports to let water drain off the deck quickly. How to calculate pre-ing port size? The size of the pre-ing ports depends on the length of bulwarks or walls on the deck. For bulwarks 20 meters or 66 feet or shorter, use this formula. Metric A equals 0.7 plus 0.035 bulwark length in meters. In feet, A is equals to 7.6 plus 0.115 bulwark length in feet. For bulwarks longer than 20 meters or 66 feet, metric A is equals to 0.07 bulwark length in meters. Feet is A is equals to 0.23 bulwark length in feet. The length of the bulwark used the calculation can't be more than 0.7 times the ship's length. Adjustments for bulwark height. If the bulwark is taller than 1.2 meters or 3.9 feet, you need to increase the pre-ing port. If bulwark is shorter than 0.9 meters or 3 feet, you can reduce the pre-ing port. Additional conditions. If the ship has no shear or curvature of the deck, the pre-ing port areas must be 50% larger. If the shear is less than standard, you adjust the area proportionally. Ship with special features. If the ship has specific structures like a trunk or hatchway coamings, the pre-ing port must follow a special table to ensure enough water to drain. Location of pre-ing ports. The pre-ing port should be placed as close to a deck as possible, and most of the port areas, two-thirds, should be in the part of the deck closest to the lowest point of the ship's shear curve. Protection and maintenance. Opening must be protected by bars spaced about 230 millimeters or 90 inches apart. If the shutter covers are installed, they must be enough clearance to avoid jamming and should be made from non-corrodable materials. The goal is to make sure that water can drain off the deck efficiently, reducing the risk of water accumulating and causing problems with the ship's stability. Regulation 25. Purpose. Praying ports are openings in the walls or bulwarks around the ship's deck. They let water that gets in the deck drain away quickly, which helps keep the ship stable and safe. Adjusting for wall height. If the wall is taller than 1.2 meters, the praying port areas needs to be made bigger. If the wall is shorter than 0.9 meters, the praying port area can be smaller. Flat decks. If the ship has flat deck with no upward curve or shear, the praying port must be 50% larger. In special cases, if the ship has certain structures like trunks or long hatchway coamings, there are special rules for praying ports. For ships with open-ended structures, more praying ports may be needed. Location of praying ports must be most of the praying ports should be located where the deck is lowest to help drain water quickly. Design and safety. Praying ports should have bars or rails for safety, and if they have covers or shutters, the covers should be designed so they don't get stuck. In short, praying ports are designed to let water escape from the ship's deck with specific rules about size and placement to make sure they work properly in different situations. That's all. Thank you.